Hello, boys and girls. Greg from the Scary Spirits podcast here to make you another cocktail. This week's cocktail is the Grave Digger, and as always, is the featured cocktail in today's episode. We're going to take our glass. To that, we're going to add 1 ounce whiskey, bourbon if you like. Next, hard cider. I'm using Angry Orchard Light because, I'm healthy like that. 2 ounces of hard cider. Then we're going to add ice. The recipe calls for crushed ice. I do not have crushed ice. And then we're going to top off with ginger ale. And there you have it, boys and girls. The Grave Digger. Yeah, pretty good. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy the podcast. See ya.
Sometimes, Greg and I watch the same movie, but different versions. That happened again this week on the Scary Spirits podcast with the film Lady Frankenstein. Unfortunately for Greg, he watched the version with all the naughty bits removed. Hence, he was duly unimpressed. But personally, I was so impressed that in this movie, a young, beautiful woman uses her feminine wiles to convince a man to let her transfer his brain into what she determines is a much better, more attractive body. And he agrees. All I have to say about that is, I think I might have wasted my youthful powers of persuasion. Cheers!
Welcome to the Scary Spirits podcast. Please be advised that the presenters may use adult language and/or discuss adult situations. This podcast is not intended for younger listeners or those that may be easily offended. So, if you're ready, let's go.
Hello, boys and girls. I'm Greg.
Hi, everyone. I'm Karen.
And welcome to the Scary Spirits podcast, the podcast that combines the two very different yet highly compatible worlds of scary films and alcoholic spirits.
What could possibly go wrong?
Indeed. How are you, Karen?
I'm getting in the spooky spirit. How about you, Greg?
It's been a day, Karen. It's been a day.
Oh.
But I'm okay.
For spooky reasons or boring reasons?
Boring reasons.
Oh, my condolences. Well, we're so happy you've decided to be here with us tonight, Greg. Can't wait.
Yes, well,
I'll put a smile
we'll see
on
how
your
it
face.
goes.
It's always a delight to be with me. You'll be fine.
Karen, I believe this film was your choice.
Are you glad it was my choice instead of yours? Yes, it was my choice.
I'm conflicted. I don't know how to answer that.
Fair.
What film have you chosen for us, Karen?
I chose 1972's Lady Frankenstein.
I have it as 1971, but
Oh,
it was
do you?
released in the States in 72.
It was
Oh,
originally released in 71.
pick your pleasure.
Any reason you chose that film, Karen?
In 1971, it was released on October 22nd, which is when this podcast will come out.
Yes. Overseas.
Works.
It works.
It's good
So
enough.
it's all good. It was kind of hard to tell it was a foreign film, but it is a foreign film because there's so many Americans in it. Do we have a cocktail to enjoy while we
We
discuss this
do.
film? Thank God.
It's called the Classic Grave Digger. It's
And
a straightforward 3-ingredient recipe that is simple to mix and perfect for a crowd if you want to make a big old punch bowl of it, which you might need if you're watching this. You're going to need 1 ounce of whiskey. Bourbon is a popular choice. 3 ounces of hard or fresh apple cider, ginger ale to top, and crushed ice. I do love crushed ice. Just something about it.
I didn't crush my ice.
Loser.
I got no time for that shit.
I like slamming it with a meat tenderizer. Gets out all my aggression. Fill a highball or tumbler glass with the crushed ice. Add the whiskey and apple cider, and then top with ginger ale and stir gently to combine.
Thank you, Karen.
You're welcome, Greg.
Should we give our friends and listeners time to make their own grave digger?
Remember, stir gently. Yes, let's do that.
Hold on. And we're back.
Yes, we are.
I hope everyone remembered to stir gently.
You have to say it gently. Yes.
If boys and
I don't know
girls-
what would happen if you started stirring furiously, but
And boys and girls, if you didn't hear last week's episode, Karen is working on her radio DJ voice.
yes, I am. It's going to be a long road, everyone.
All right, Karen, might you have a brief synopsis of this film you could tell us, maybe in your radio DJ voice?
Don't pressure me, Greg. I have to learn at my own pace. Yes, I do.
All right, go on. Tell us all the story.
Baron Frankenstein is hard at work trying to reanimate human tissue when his daughter, Tanya, comes home from university with a medical degree and announces that it has always been her intention to carry on her father's work. The Baron is thrilled, but no sooner does he successfully reanimate his creature than it kills him and stalks off. Shocked but undaunted, Tanya vows to create an even greater monster to destroy the first in revenge. I don't think that's why she created that monster. I'm just
I don't
saying.
either, but thank you, Karen. We are a match.
I'm going to disagree with that last part there.
Well, that was part of it, I'm sure, but
Maybe.
you know, she had options. I guess. I don't know. All right, Karen, tell us everything you really enjoyed or were pleasantly surprised by in this film from 1971. I believe it is an Italian production. It is an Italian horror film, Karen.
I wouldn't have guessed that. I thought it was British. Well, it's got a female scientist in it, so I like that. She's a strong character, to say the least. It's the same, it follows the genre. It's, a Frankenstein story, a little twist on it, which isn't bad. I will say I didn't hate it. Beyond that, though, not much really impressed me about it. Do you have anything you really liked about it? I mean, it's sort of what I expected it to be. I didn't have high expectations. I'd say it exceeded my expectations a little bit, but not much.
Okay, well,
The special effects, I think the makeup on the monster was pretty good. I'll say that. It was okay. I mean, I didn't hate it.
I just gave her a look, boys and girls.
I mean, it's supposed to be a burn. Besides the eyeball, that was silly, but the rest of it looked okay. The burn looked okay. I like that she had the power. I like that about it. That's all I got.
Well, I wrote,
I actually wrote one thing. I just added another while you were talking. The only thing I wrote is, well, the sets are good.
It is a small cast. You can follow
It is a
along.
small cast. It's
Yeah,
it's it's kind of Hammer-esque,
it is.
I would say. We got our carriages and riding through the woods in the night and all that stuff. And I guess the photography is okay, but no, it's not even. It's not. I don't think. Some of it is, but some of it is not. Like most of the indoor shots aren't very good. Well, especially the ones in the lab, right? The ones in the other parts of the castle, I guess, are okay because the sets are good. Then while you were talking, I wrote, yeah, the lore. They adhere to the lore, the classic universal Frankenstein tale. I mean, it's got all the stuff in it, right? Innocent children and
Yeah.
angry townsfolks with pitchforks and torches and all the
Yep.
stuff. Didn't have a windmill though. It was missing a windmill, but that's okay.
I will say, I'm going to brag a little bit here, Greg. So I went to my first book club ever, and you know what they read? Frankenstein.
It's Frankenstein
It is.
because
So I finally
my
read
gift of a
Frankenstein.
wife told me.
Oh, that I finally read Frankenstein. And it's interesting, and I'm not going to digress for very long, I promise you. If you've read the book, when he makes the monster, it just kind of glosses over it. Oh, I worked really hard. You're expecting this lightning coming through, it's alive kind of thing. I was like, did I miss it? Like, wait, I had to go back. I'm like, wait, because all of a sudden the monster appears, then he just ignores him. And then as the book progresses, the monster learns from society and becomes very well spoken, and he's very agile and athletic, and he's hideous, so no one will accept him, but he speaks eloquently. It's so different than the movies and what they pulled out, and his whole thing is he just wanted a companion. And Frankenstein's the dick in the movie, like, or
Hmm.
in, sorry, in the book. It's just, it was a weird, I'm like, oh, I know Frankenstein. Well, I don't know Frankenstein because,
No.
it was just very interesting to read the book. And she
Did you
was
ever?
19 when 18 or 19. I turned to my friend and I was like, you know what I was doing at 18 or 19? Making poor life choices. That's what I was doing. She wrote a freaking classic.
I think the most true, I've never read the book, but I've heard. People talk, you hear things. The truest depiction I've seen is in Penny Dreadful, which was
I
a
haven't seen it, so I can't
Netflix
say,
series, and I watched it. It was pretty good, but it
but
kind of ended
yeah,
like in the middle of the season, and then it's one of those where it just ended abruptly. The
but he
series did.
can survive. They go off into the Arctic. He can survive there. It's just, he's very adaptable. It's just so different than the monsters are portrayed in the films. So,
Okay, anything you did not enjoy in this film from 1971, Karen?
well, like you said, it's very Hammer-esque. So there's terrible blood. I think they borrowed the same recipe. The monster that they make is wearing striped pants and a groovy shirt. So he's 100% 1972 Frankenstein monster, even though it's supposed to be set previously. I mean, by a long time. Where I actually laughed out loud is they have these corpses on the tables and they're going to transfer the brain in. And it's just a hollowed out head, literally. Like there's nothing. It's just like a whole, like it's like a scraped out pumpkin in there. It's just like they're just gonna plop it in there, and it's gonna be fine. It's, I don't know why I found that as funny, but I did. I always have trouble with these movies made in the 70s because all the characters look like they're in the 70s. I mean, I don't know what it is, if it's the hair, but these clothes look like the 70s. And a lot of the male actors, to me, had that very William Shatner-esque speaking cadence or something. It was almost distracting. The acting's fine. It was fine, but it was just this very stilted kind of speaking to me. And I just, these movies where a woman has so much power over a man just to get him to. This guy is willing to die and have his brain transferred into another guy just to sleep with her. I'm like, I guess I just roll my eyeballs at that. But maybe women have more power than I think, and I should have rethought my youth somehow. I don't know.
Oh, what you would have done
The,
then if you knew what you know now.
I know. After watching these movies, it would have been a whole new ball game. It just kind of doesn't sit well with me. I don't buy it, but I'm not a man, so I don't know what they would do. Anyway, it's just kind of campy, but I don't think it's meant to be campy because of the clothes. I mean, he's wearing a green velour shirt and striped pants. That's what the monster is wearing. He's fine as the monster,
They kind of look like those big wide corduroys to me.
it's just kind of like they bring him down. I'm like, what is he wearing?
And his shirt's like a smock. And I noticed like even like the doctor's assistant was wearing the same thing, only white. And even Tanya was wearing the same thing, only white when she was. It almost looks like a graduation gown top or half of a graduation.
But his was crushed velour, the monsters. And there's like, I saw the same green hat, this cheap green hat on multiple characters. And I get it, but it was just, it's fine. And I wouldn't mind watching it in the back, but it's not necessarily good. I mean, you get a boob count. Is it necessary?
Did I?
Oh, you should have.
Well,
but
we'll get to it.
There's some nudity. There's some that is fine in the story, but there's other parts that are like, doesn't need to be there. Little excessive. It's not horribly horribly done or anything. It's just kind of gratuitous to just be there. I don't know. That doesn't bother me that much. If that's what you want to do, I don't care, but it's like I said, the woman's in charge. I kind of like that. Overall, it's fine. I wouldn't call it good though. And it's slow. It was a little slow, I thought. Okay, Greg, you got anything beyond that?
Beyond that?
Yeah. Do you want to add to that?
Oh, I can't. I am going to add, Karen. So, first of all, I already know we watched this at different places. So,
oh, you didn't watch it on Amazon?
I did.
I watched it on Amazon.
I got zero nudity. It was cut. It was all cut out. Even they cut out the language.
What, did you pay for it?
Yes, I did.
Interesting. How long was your movie?
80 minutes. And I knew that was going to be an issue. I was like,
oh, I was at 100. So I had 20 more minutes than you.
Yeah. So this is the one I've had in my watch list since the beginning of when we started doing this thing, I think.
Oh, great.
But all right. So I watched it on Amazon, but you did as well. But obviously they were different cuts.
There were multiple choices.
All right. Well, the sound was bad.
Okay.
It's terrible. Music was bad. And I'm sure that didn't change in the one you were watching.
I didn't notice
I'm just talking the soundtrack. It was trying to be Hammer, but it wasn't. The makeup is bad, I wrote. The alien looks like a gray, or the alien. The creature.
I'm like, wow, we really did watch different ones. I'm like, the alien? Crap, I don't remember that.
And I'm going to leave all that in. The creature looks like a gray alien. He's got a big head and everything.
He did have kind of a big stretched out head.
He looked like something from like a 1950s B-movie sci-fi creature, like something out of the Twilight Zone or something like that.
I agree, he did.
It was terrible.
But the actual burn
and not
part,
even no. And
come on,
wait, I'm not finished. And it wasn't just the look of it that was terrible. It was the application of it. It's terrible. Seems it's
Well, you know a lot more about it than I do. I kind of thought the burn was okay.
And the heart?
Yeah, the heart was that was bad.
The heart
when
had
they showed
clear
it being
vinyl tubing coming out of it, like I use in my home brewing.
The brain looked like Jello. The props were bad.
and it was slow. And I had zero nudity in mine. So,
It took a while. I thought when I was watching mine, I thought, I bet I'm watching the one without nudity. And then bam, there it was,
yes, I knew when it was supposed to be,
about 42 minutes in.
but I did not get any of it. Zero. And no bad words. Like they didn't leave the bitch line in.
Wow. Yeah, I was surprised they
They
used
cut
that.
out
Like,
the word bitch.
did they
But
use
left
that
everything else
phrase
in.
back in the 1700s?
I think it's supposed to take, well, 1860 is what
Okay,
I've read, but
1800s. Sorry.
1860s, sometime in the 1860s. They're probably basing that on Frankenstein, whatever. That's all. That's all I have to add, Karen.
Okay.
All right. What kind of cocktail rating do you want to give this film?
It's a 3. I mean, I don't.
It's not a 3.
You want to give it a 4?
I want to give it a 4.
I don't think it's that bad. See, you didn't see what I saw, though.
I know. I'll have to find that version and see
All right. Well, we'll give it
if
a
I
4.
like it
and
better.
and if you watch the other one, we'll change it. It's not good. I mean, I would say it's a high 3, close to a 4, but it's not as bad as some of the 4s. But it's not as good as some of the 3s. So,
It's not.
no, it's not.
All right, Karen. 4 cocktails. That means it took us 4 cocktails to get through it, boys and girls. I wish I would have had 4 cocktails while
You
watching
needed to
this.
make the gravedigger punch and just keep dipping in gently, gently.
All right, Karen, would you like to hear a review?
Sure. Let's see what they have to say.
Well, first, I have to tell you this has a 5.2 out of 10 on IMDb, a 19% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
A what?
19%. So you got 5.2 out of 10, 19%. But, Karen, what do you think those Google users think of this film? Of course, I don't know which one they watched either, but which version?
75%.
82%, Karen.
Yeah, see, they watched the good one. Well, I wouldn't say it's good. They watched the longer version.
And the review I have is from June of 2001.
Oh,
There were no reviews of the time that I could find. Shocking. And it's from a website called classichorror.com.
so obviously they watched a DVD.
Yes. And that's all the reviews I found were all DVDs, and they all talked about the extra features and, that made the thing better, whatever. Or the commentary. All right. And it's by a writer named Brant Sponseller. Lady Frankenstein has to be one of the most seriously underrated horror films of all time, Karen.
There you go. Of all time.
In fact, it seems even that no one really knows about it, and it currently only has 175 votes on the Internet Movie Database, a 4.6 average. This is an excellent film, worthy of a place next to many of the better Frankenstein films, Karen.
See?
The first reel is a stylistic retelling of the traditional Frankenstein tale, only in this one, Baron Frankenstein has a slightly different fate. His daughter, in a marvelous performance by Sarah Bay, is fresh out of medical school and is eager to follow in her father's footsteps. She concocts an even more twisted idea, complex and psychotic, in a move that makes her the real monster of this film. Equally outstanding is the stylistic atmosphere created by director Ernest von Thumer. At the same time, claustrophobic, eerie, and gothic, Lady Frankenstein sets the ideal tone for a monster movie. The score, particularly in the first human transplant and reanimation sequence, is abstract, creepy, and perfect. Although the score gets a bit sappy during a couple scenes in the last reel, it is excusable given the superb job composer Alessandro Alessandroni does elsewhere.
Wow.
Alessandro Alessandroni. That's his name, Karen. At times, Lady Frankenstein displays a very subtle humor, and it has some similarities to Andy Warhol's Dracula. Did you ever see Andy Warhol's Dracula?
No, never even heard of it.
I have.
Seen it or heard of it?
Seen it, I think. Or I might have seen his Frankenstein, if he did a Frankenstein. But I saw it at a drive-in, Karen, way back in the
So
day.
you didn't see anything, is what you're telling
Yeah,
us.
I did.
Missed some parts.
I think it was a guy's night out. Not a bad film at all to resemble. The resemblance not only comes in the humor and in a certain way that the monster is dispatched, but also in look, placing, and other elements. Good performances abound here, and all the characters are complex. They're all complex, Karen. In addition to Bay's excellent portrayal of Tanya Frankenstein, both Paul Mueller as Charles Marshall, a friend of Baron Frankenstein, who is also deeply in love with Tanya, and Mickey Hardigay as the sassy police Captain Harris, who wants to hang quite a few of the townsfolk and who
He
never
does.
seems to really believe anyone, are outstanding. As much a tale about obsession, the insane things you'll do for love, the risks you'll take for money, the game we play with authorities, and a complex morality play as a traditional Frankenstein picture, this movie deserves to be recognized. That's a long sentence, Karen. All genre fans should check Lady Frankenstein out. While it's low on gore and certainly not fast-paced action, most Frankenstein films aren't, it's a beautiful, complex, creepy movie. Worth searching beneath dusty corners in the bad part of town to find.
See, he didn't think it's
He
that
liked it
bad.
a lot more than I did. And I was hopeful that is what it would be,
See, I thought it was better than you,
but it
but
is not.
well,
Maybe I'm just angry because I feel like I
you
got
didn't
ripped
get any
off.
boobs, so you're mad. I
I
get
paid
it.
for like this movie and it was edited to pieces. All right, Karen, are we ready to get into it scene by scene? Oh, wait. Is it next week my choice?
You get to choose an even better film, Greg. What do you got?
The film I have chosen, Karen, is from 1992. It's a little small film called Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Oh, any reason you chose
Not sure
that?
you've heard of it. Well, our next episode comes out October 29th, right before All Hallows Eve, Karen. And that also just happens to be the lovely Winona Ryder's birthday. And she, I think,
Ah,
is in this film, I've heard.
she is.
Okay. So we're celebrating
Have
Winona
you not
Ryder's
seen
birthday.
it?
I've seen it.
Oh, I was going to say
I've seen it.
that would be odd.
I'd be ashamed to admit it if I hadn't. But
No, I
I've
don't.
seen it. I even had the video game, or I might have rented I don't know if I rented the video game or if I have it. I'll have to look. Ooh, I might get my Sega out.
Wow. Okay. I got no response to that.
All of our, gamer boys out there are going, ooh, he's got a Sega and Bram Stoker's Dracula? I wonder
You're
how
gonna
much he
have
wants for it.
you're gonna have to have a Sega night. Invite everyone over.
I also have a cocktail, Karen.
Dracula's what?
It is not Dracula anything.
Vampire.
It is the vampiric elixir.
Ooh, I do. That sounds delicious. What is?
Yes. That's all. I know, doesn't it?
I
I
don't
don't
even
even have
need.
to tell you what's in it.
No, I'm good already.
We're going to need 2 ounces of dark rum, 1 ounce pomegranate juice, 1 ounce of black cherry juice, a half an ounce of lime juice, a half an ounce of simple syrup, a splash of soda water, and blackberries or a black cherry for garnish, as well as ice. We're going to fill a cocktail shaker with ice, add the dark rum, pomegranate juice, black cherry juice, lime juice, and simple syrup. So basically, almost all the ingredients. Shake vigorously until well chilled. Strain into a chilled glass filled with ice. Top with a splash of soda water for some sparkle.
Ooh,
Garnish with a blackberry or black cherry for that vampiric touch. Enjoy your dark and delicious cocktail.
we always do.
So that'll be next week. Have you finished decorating your house for Halloween yet, Karen?
No, I started.
Yeah, me either.
I've got some things out. I'm kind of planning my dinner, so
Your
we'll
dinner.
see.
Okay. All right. Are you ready to get into it scene by scene, Karen?
I'm sure after your rave review, everyone is excited to hear about it.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for me telling you where all the nakedness is and Greg being jealous.
Yeah. For the three of you still listening, hope you enjoy it. All right. Lady Frankenstein from 1971. Where did you watch this again, Karen?
I watched the good one on Amazon.
I watched it as well. How much did you pay for yours, Karen?
$2.99.
Oh, and I paid more than that for my
Well, because
chopped
I
up
went to
version.
standard edition, standard definition, or whatever.
All right, whatever. It's rated R. Flashing lights, nudity, no. Violence, alcohol use, smoking. I don't even remember seeing smoking. Foul
Yeah,
language.
he blows smoke in her
Oh,
face.
yes, that's right. Yeah, I did see that. Foul language, no. Mine was obviously cut out. And sexual content, zero.
Oh, you missed. Yeah.
Well, I won't say zero because
We'll see what you
you
saw
know what's
versus.
going on,
Oh, I know because I
especially at
saw
the
it.
end. All right. Film begins. We have credits and we see grave robbers, I assume.
Digging up a naked body. No, I'm just kidding.
And the first
Grave
thing
diggers. Wait, we see grave
yes,
diggers, just
grave
like our drink.
robbers, not
Well,
diggers.
they're digging. You
Yes.
can't rob a grave
They're
if you don't
redigging.
dig.
They're
Oh,
grave rediggers.
God. Okay, you're not going to give me anything.
Then I wrote, it's very hammer-like, but music maybe not as good. So here I was like into it. You know? Except, well, maybe the music's a little off.
And there's one guy that has like a weird eye, like he put a contact in it or something. I don't know. It was weird.
The grave robbers deliver a body to Baron Frankenstein. He tells the man who we learn is name
Charles or
Charles
Lynch. Which one?
Lynch.
Who's
Yes, Lynch.
the guy who's delivering the
Yeah,
body?
Tom Lynch. And he tells him he wants a corpse dead no longer than 6 hours next week.
He needs a special one.
And he's willing to pay a little extra, but not a lot. So they haggle. So then Frankenstein and his assistant, who is Charles, I didn't call him Charles till the very end, take the body from the coffin, and I wrote they put it in an armoire, Karen. It looks like
Yeah,
to
I
me.
said I hope that's a refrigerator, but
Or a huge bread
it's a cabinet.
cabinet. I don't know. And then Frankenstein gives us a little soliloquy about giving life to a body on a slab in the lab, Karen.
Charles says creation of life, shouldn't it be left to God? And then Frankenstein goes off a little bit.
Yeah, he says on this planet, men are gods.
Yes.
Hello, boys and girls. Thanks for listening to the Scary Spirits podcast. Karen and I really have a great time putting these episodes together. If you enjoy what you hear, please consider taking the time to leave a review wherever you listen. Reviews really help independent podcasts find listeners. The more listeners we have, the easier it is for people to find us. Now, back to the show.
Next morning, Tanya arrives. And I wrote, Tanya seems a little smitten with I called him a mute helper here because I wasn't sure what his deal was.
Thomas,
Yes.
Thomas, she does.
And we learned Tanya is now a licensed surgeon and she finished first in her class, Karen. She's an overachiever. I'm sure you don't know anything about that.
Not me. But Thomas is, she says he's very handsome. He's very gentle with animals. We find out later, Charles says he's perfectly healthy except for his brain from a fever, I think, or something.
And Tanya hugs her father. Cut to the
But
grave.
wait, she said she found the university boring with the socializing. She only liked the learning.
And we cut to the grave robbers drinking and talking about the body they're going to get.
Yeah, it's a very choppy film, too. I didn't mention that, but it kind of goes back and forth very quickly sometimes for reasons I don't really understand why they're chopping away like that.
Mine was as well, and I wondered if that was because I was watching the
No, I think
chopped up version.
But so they'll go from that greeting to the men in the pub and then back to kind of them talking again.
And right here I wrote the sound isn't very good. Tanya wants to help her father with his work. She would go to his laboratory. Well, we learned that she would go to his laboratory when he was not around when she was a
Wait,
child.
but when he's talking on and on about his professors at university and how he told them this and that and walked out, and I look and I'm like, looks like these guys have heard this story once or twice before. He's going through his greatest hits. And then he says, "Oh, yeah, you guys have heard this a lot." And then he goes, and then she talks. It was funny. But there's a secret passage from her room or something, which I don't know why the dad wouldn't think that she would eventually use that, but apparently he's calls her a little devil.
But she does warn him that her methods are more radical than his.
Yes.
So then the grave robber comes to see the Baron and asks for 100 more. We don't know 100 what, but 100 more. He doesn't say lira or dollars or
I think
cents
somebody
or
says pounds at one point,
pounds. Oh,
but
yeah, I think someone does say pounds.
not here, but somewhere else.
Yes. Baron leaves to get the 100. Tanya enters, and she has words with the grave robber.
Yeah, and I'm not exactly sure what happens. He's obnoxious. She calls him vulgar. They go back and forth.
Well, he's trying to come on to her.
Yeah, but she's like, "You spend too much time alone with your fantasies. Be careful or it will soften your brain." So they're going back and forth, and then the dad hears them and she apologizes profusely, and I'm not sure why. Like, she was just responding to what Lynch was saying.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Baron enters and escorts the grave robber out. Good day. But he gives him
But
his
he
100.
and he gives him 200 now, he says, and 200 on delivery.
Yeah, so they'd haggled to 300 earlier, but now the guy wants 400, and so
Yeah.
he agrees.
And we get that Lynch is interested and finds Tanya attractive.
So then the grave robber is going to get the body of a man who's going to be hanged
Jack Morgan.
because he tells Baron that he'll have him in a couple days because that's when this guy's going to be hanged. Cut to the criminal's execution. Captain talks to the grave robber, the Captain Harris.
Yeah, he's got it out for Lynch. He's just waiting for him to mess up in a way that he can get caught.
Apparently, the man being hanged is one of Lynch's associates. And Captain pretty much tells Lynch that he's going to get him. I'll get you. You're going to mess up sometime. You're getting sloppy. Cut to the Baron and Charles at the execution as well. Then Tanya arrives. Baron doesn't
Carriage.
want Tanya to see the execution. Well, she just happened to be driving by.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And Charles convinces him to let her stay. You know,
Well, she's been to medical
maybe she
school.
should witness this. She's never seen this before. Maybe she should see the difference between a natural death and an unnatural death. All right, whatever. They hang a man in a well.
Yeah, it's a long way down.
It is. And apparently it's dry.
Yeah.
So then we see
But
the
you
grave
don't see
robbers.
anything, but you know what happened. He drops and then the cord snaps, but you don't see anything, or I didn't.
No. And they didn't put the noose tight at all around his neck. It was hanging really loose. And I was thinking, okay, is that on purpose? Is that snap your neck quicker or something? I can't imagine it would.
I did not Google that.
All right. Because that's what they're trying to do is break your neck.
Yeah, well, that's what you hope for. You want to be done.
So then we see the grave robbers bringing the body to the Baron. And then we see the Baron and Charles. And they have the body on the slab and they're drawing blood from the body.
With the huge hypodermic
syringe.
needle. Yeah, they need 1 liter. Yeah.
A baster.
That's what it looks like.
And then we cut to Tanya in her room.
In her white flimsy nightgown.
Not flimsy enough.
No, I knew you were going to say that. I have here, not flimsy enough for Greg.
She goes through a secret door. She arrives in the lab. And I wrote hammer blood right here.
Yep, bad blood.
Baron wants her to leave, but she wants to help. She learns that the Baron is going to move the brain and heart from the hanged man into another cadaver. Baron convinces her to leave so she will not be implicated in case things go south.
She doesn't want to be treated like a child, but he makes a good point.
They operate. I wrote lots of bubbling flasks and Jacob's ladders.
Yep. And an
And they
empty
moved
head.
and they moved the heart to an aquarium with its aquarium tubing sticking out of it. Then Baron looks out the window and talks about he needs a storm. He's looking for the clouds, and then boom,
Right
thunder and
then.
lightning, Karen.
Yep.
Baron runs to the lab. They find the brain is damaged. Charles tries to persuade him not to wait until they can correct the damage. But the heart has already been transplanted, apparently. The Baron must transplant the brain.
Okay, so we've talked a little bit about the hypothalamus before, and that's what's damaged on the brain, according to Charles.
Have
But,
we?
well, we're going to again. Do you know what your hypothalamus is good for, Greg? It produces and releases hormones that stimulate or inhibit the release of other hormones from the pituitary gland.
Well, he says it's something to do with the nervous system.
These hormones include growth hormone, thyroid stimulating hormone, and oxytocin. It regulates your body temperature. It helps with your sleep and wake cycle, hunger and thirst, heart rate and blood pressure. But here's the important one.
I think my hypothalamus is damaged.
Because you don't have emotion. But
No, I can't
well,
sleep.
you're always thirsty.
I
You're
got high blood
blood
pressure
pressure. Somebody should. Are you hot or cold?
all the time, Karen.
There you go.
Hot all the time.
I think you should check your hypothalamus because what Charles is most concerned about is the emotional regulation. The hypothalamus is involved in the release of hormones related to emotions such as love and bonding and pleasure. He also says hate. And then there's sex hormones and daily rhythms, your circadian rhythms. In summary, because this sounds like just about freaking everything,
Yeah.
the hypothalamus is a vital part of the endocrine system that coordinates and regulates numerous bodily functions from hormone production and metabolism to temperature control and emotional responses. And Frankenstein is like, it's just the hypothalamus. It'll be fine. No worries. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure. It's just like when I was looking at it, I'm like, and this, and this, and this. It's fine. Just go ahead and put it in. We're good. There's lightning. Let's go.
So then I guess they transplant the brain. He stitches up the cadaver skull and then secures it to a table. Thunder and lightning again. They raise the table above the lab,
Open a window, a
open
skylight.
a skylight.
No rain, but a
No.
bunch of bats come in
Yep.
for no reason.
And then lightning apparently strikes and starts a fire on the cadaver's face.
I laughed. I know I wasn't supposed to, but I'm like, he's on fire. That was just to make him look worse,
Yes.
but still it was funny. He's on fire. They don't seem to really hop to it either to help him.
They close the skylight and lower the body back down. The face is badly burned. Doctor listens for, or the Baron listens for a heartbeat. Baron tells Charles he's failed.
It's like,
He's
that's
going
it.
on. He's having a little pity party. And then
Yeah,
we see
my
the,
life is over. My life's work. We're never going to try again. This is it.
the
It's
body's
done.
hands start moving.
20 years
Yeah.
down the tubes.
Baron
and then-
thinks he's done. He asks Charles to help Tanya continue his work. And then the creature knocks over the stethoscope, Karen.
Yes, the old timey stethoscope.
Baron checks again and he finds a heartbeat. Baron then commands the creature to sit up and stand. He tells Charles to go get Tanya. He wants to share in his glory. Baron commands the creature to come forward. Creature gives the Baron a big hug and crushes him. He gone.
Yeah. But he is listening. He says, sit up. The creature sits up. And then he says, stand. And he stands. And then he says, take a step, take another step. And that's when he gives him the big hug. So 41 minutes in, our first death. And then the creature just walks out the door.
Yeah. Charles tells Tanya, they embrace, and they hear footsteps. They peek out the door as the creature walks away. They find the Baron's body in the lab. Charles wants to contact the police. Tanya says no. They can't let them know about the creature. She wants to save her father's reputation. So
They come
she's
up
going to
with a
tell him
plan.
that it's a robber that came
Yes.
in and killed the Baron, whatever.
And she has to convince Charles. He's not really thinking that's a good idea.
No, he's more concerned with what the creature's going to do next.
Yes, as he should be. Charles was right.
So then we see Captain Harris in the lab.
Oh, see, wait. So, okay. She wants to say it was a robber. She uses her feminine wiles on him. Do it for me, Charles. Do it for me. And then we see the creatures walking across like a small bridge in the park.
Yes, I see that part.
And then there's a couple having sex in the park.
Oh, I don't see that part.
She's completely naked and, it scares them. The man runs off. The naked girl faints. And for no reason, the creature picks her up fully naked and drops her in the water. And now Harris is at the castle. So you've missed one completely naked lady.
Captain at the lab.
Yes.
Tanya and Charles tell Captain, robber killed the Baron. Captain questions them. I wrote, I don't think he buys their story.
He doesn't believe anyone ever. And then he
Never.
says, of course, those are animal organs in those tanks. She says, of course, my father was working on animal transplants. But Charles is talking way too much and way too much detail. He's changing his story a couple times in that couple minutes. So
then I saw the creature on a bridge, and he finds some fishermen,
oh, wait, okay.
and he breaks one of their necks.
The fishermen are fishing, talking about how great it is to be fishing, and they find the completely naked girl in the water, like on some rocks, dead. So the one that you see get killed is running off to get help while the other one lifts the naked girl out of the river or the creek.
Okay. See, there was no naked girl in my cut at all.
Yeah, she's laying on the rocks. She washed up very erotically on the rocks.
All right. Captain Harris at the grave robber's house. Some of the grave robber's associates were arrested the previous night. And so Captain Harris
He just walks in his house.
questions Lynch about him. I mean, he's sleeping. He's not even awake when he gets there. But Lynch tells Captain Harris that the men collect money for him. He's like a loan shark or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, because Harris says they started a brawl in the tavern. A couple of his buddies are in jail. And they were all fighting over who would get to pay the bill, because apparently they all had money, and that's suspicious.
Cut to Tanya asking Charles.
Wait, no. So he talks about how he loans out money, so he is a loan shark. And then Harris says, oh, you drinking alone? And then this naked woman pops up in his bed and says, no.
I saw a woman in his bed, but she was covered under a sheet when I saw her.
Oh, and then she asks Harris if he'd like a go.
Oh, my God.
And then Lynch covers her back up, and then they talk for a little more, and then, okay, now he's back at the...
Tanya asks Charles for help. Charles tells her that 2 more people have been killed by the creature, but she wants to create another creature, and her creature will avenge her father's death by killing the other creature.
And Charles says it took us 3 years to do that. And she's like, pfft. It's like they're playing Name That Tune. She's like, I can do it in 3 weeks.
Yeah. Tanya goes to see Lynch and tries to hire him to find her a body. But
and she says she'll pay, but he only wants one thing from her.
He wants to be paid in sexual favors. Just
yes,
one
he
night.
Does. He says you can take a shower afterwards. You won't even
it'll
notice.
be just like new. Brand new. Good as new.
And somebody says 500 pounds. It must be her. I don't know.
She disagrees. Yeah. She refuses.
Yeah, she won't even entertain that.
So next, in my cut, Tanya confronts Charles. She knows he loves her. Tanya loves Charles's mind, but Thomas's body.
Yeah, and she basically says it.
Yeah. Charles says
Thomas
he
is
won't
physically
kill Thomas.
Perfect.
But Tanya says, I'll marry you.
Think about the night you can have me. She goes on and on. But she she doesn't love him physically, but she'll love him if his brain is in Thomas's body.
Charles gives her a ring and they kissy face. Next
But
thing I
he
got.
does say again he doesn't want to kill Thomas, but
So then we see the creature entering Lynch's house and kills him. Captain Harris arrives. Lynch is dead. And Captain Harris is a little upset because he didn't get to get him first.
yeah, and I think there was another woman in the bed there. But he just kills Lynch and she runs away, I think.
Then we see a farmer attacking the creature. Creature slams him into a wall. I guess he gone because there's blood on the wall. Farmer's wife comes after the creature. She gone, but the creature leaves the child alone. I guess it's a little boy.
Yeah.
Cut to Captain Harris visiting Tanya. He tells her about the Lynch's death, and he says about the other deaths too. And he says that this little boy is the only witness.
And then he said they're married now because she says she's Mrs. Marshall.
Yes, and the captain questions them again.
But the boy's in shock, so he can't really say anything.
Then we cut to the other grave robbers digging up a body, and they think Charles will pay them for a body. They're just digging up a body, so they think
I think
they'll
they're
get
digging
money
up
for it.
Lynch because Lynch is dead, so they figure
Oh.
they'll just sell him.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So, creature arrives and kills them, and he throws them into the tomb.
Grave they were digging up.
The grave they've dug up. Cut to Captain Harris at the cemetery there, and Captain orders all the recent graves be dug up because he's suspicious that they will find no bodies in any
Yeah,
of
because
them.
they're like, what do you think you're going to find? And he says, nothing.
Not a damn thing.
Not a damn thing. That is what he says.
I got damn
Yeah.
in. So then we see Thomas carrying boxes in for Tanya. Apparently she's been shopping, Karen.
It does appear that way.
Apparently she has a hat and some other things. She closes the door in her bedroom and locks it. Then she closes the curtain and lets down her hair, Karen, and begins to undress. But I see nothing. She begins seducing Thomas. Charles is watching from behind a screen or something. Thomas and Tanya have relations. Charles smothers Thomas with a pillow.
So you do see Tanya's upper body. You see her breasts here. She's having relations with Thomas. And then Charles comes up and she's sitting on Thomas, basically. And then when he smothers Thomas, she has a moment. Let's just say that. She bites her hand as Thomas dies while they're in the middle of relations. And you do see her assets. And I'm like, she's devious. Like, that turns her on that he just died in that manner.
Next day, apparently, Thomas's sister arrives looking for him. Tanya tells her that when Thomas returns, she will let him know that she is staying at the inn. He says
Yeah, they
she's
didn't do
gone
the
away
research that Thomas apparently had a sister who might notice he was missing.
And then next thing I wrote is we see a couple angry townsmen talking to the captain, question mark. Two guys like talking to the Captain Harris like they want something done.
Yeah.
I don't know who they are.
They're just townspeople, I think.
All right. So then we cut to Tanya preparing to do the operation, and she begins having second thoughts, question mark. But Charles convinces her to proceed. Next morning, Captain Harris arrives to talk to Tanya. He tells her about the other murders. She says she's been up all night with her husband. He's sick. Then we cut to Tanya preparing Thomas's body for electrocution.
Yeah, and apparently they tried, I'm not sure where they say it, so we're just going to do it now. She talked about they tried to save Thomas or do something with Thomas before by electric shock, but it didn't help him. So I was how much of a shock does it take to kill a body? An electric shock's lethality depends on the amount of current measured in amps that passes through the body, not the voltage alone. A voltage as low as 42 volts has caused fatal electrocution, while a high voltage Static shock, 20,000 volts or more, is often harmless due to a very low current and short duration.
It's not the volts, Karen. It's the amps that get you.
Also, the path of the current that passes through vital organs like the heart or brain, is significantly more dangerous. The natural resistance of human skin can vary greatly. Dry skin has higher resistance, while wet skin reduces resistance, allowing more current to flow through the body at a given voltage. The longer someone is in contact with the electrical source, the worse it is. Alternating current, like that found in household outlets, can cause muscles to contract involuntarily, making it difficult to let go of the source and potentially leading to longer exposure. Be careful out there, people.
But Tanya does not wait for a storm. She produces her own electricity, apparently, Karen.
Yeah, they talk about dry cell
Yeah,
batteries.
she makes a battery, basically.
Which, if you want to know when the first dry cell battery was made,
I would love to know that, Karen.
1886 by a German scientist, Carl Gassner, using a paste of ammonium chloride and a small amount of zinc chloride mixed with plaster of Paris as the electrolyte. This made the battery portable and less prone to spilling, as no longer needed a liquid electrolyte. She's very excited by batteries, as some women can be. Those were big-ass batteries, though. She'll make her own electricity.
Not even going to go there, Karen.
Who needs a man? Who needs a man? Let's go.
How big were they, Karen? Did they have a lot of girth? All right, moving on. The body shakes. And then
So
Tanya...
just to tell you what's going on here, they have murdered Thomas because he has a nice body. Charles, who is in love with Tanya, is willing to let her kill him and take his brain and put it in this perfect body so she will have relations with him. That's the sole purpose. He is willing to kill himself for that. Okay,
Yep.
Proceed. Just go ahead.
Well, apparently they're married already, but I mean,
Doesn't sound like they've done anything, though.
I wouldn't know because I saw nothing. Tanya listens for a heartbeat, and then I wrote Thomas speaks, but it's really Charles speaking through Thomas.
Yes, because Thomas's brain is no longer there. It was a big just hole, like I said, carved out pumpkin, stuck Charles's brain in there. Everything happened.
So I guess they moved Charles's vocal cords in there too.
Yes.
So then we see the Captain Harris talking to Thomas's sister, and I wrote, they seem friendly.
They do. I think they've had relations in a previous life.
You didn't see any of that though?
No, we didn't see their relationship. She's an old friend.
Captain is suspicious of Tanya and Charles. So then we cut to Tanya watching Thomas's body break free from the table. Cut to angry townsfolk with torches shooting at the creature. Some try to stop him and he kills them, and they follow him to Frankenstein's castle.
Yeah, they shoot him a lot of times, but it doesn't stop him.
Cut to Charles trying out his new body.
I was like, oh, his hair sure grew back fast, but they do say it's a wig.
It's a wig.
She does mention that.
And they find that he has superhuman strength.
Yes, he goes over and lifts the huge... She is just loving it. You're so strong.
Captain Harris arrives. Captain believes the creature wants to kill Charles. He has killed everyone else who had anything to do with creating him. And Charles is lying in bed, so he doesn't show his face. He tells him he's sick. Don't come close, whatever.
I'm contagious, yes.
Charles tells the captain he doesn't need his protection and sends him on his way. Good day.
And I think there's 8 people total dead by the monster at this point.
Tanya wants to leave. She's done. She wants to get out, but Charles refuses. He knows how to kill the creature. Again, he wants to take care of this creature.
Yes, she doesn't care about the creature. She just wanted the body and the brain.
Creature arrives at the castle and attacks the captain at the gate, I guess. And then creature breaks through the gate to the castle. Charles confronts the creature. Tanya stops him. Angry townsfolk arrive. We learn that Captain Harris is just unconscious. He'll be fine.
Yeah, not a biggie.
Creature and Charles fight.
And fight.
Creature destroys the lab. Tanya watches. Got more angry townsfolk again. Then we have more Charles and Creature fighting.
And Charles does say at one point, because she just wants, I can't remember what the situation is, but he realizes whoever dies, him or the creature, she still wins because she still
wins.
has something.
She still has her
he realizes that.
Story to tell and whatnot.
Yes.
So Charles ends up severing the creature's arm somehow.
Yeah, and there's like 3 drops of blood. It's kind of fun. I'm like, okay.
Creature puts Charles in a bear hug. Tanya stabs the creature with a sword. I thought it was going to go all the way through.
I did too.
Because it went through. It went past.
Yes, because they were hugging. Well, one armed hug, because the creature's not supposed to have another arm.
And I wrote, it looks like Charles puts an axe or a hatchet or something through the creature's head. I don't know. Creature's gone. Tanya and Charles kissy face. Angry townsfolk arrive and set fire to the lab.
Well, in the house. They're just setting fire to everything.
Yeah, the Captain Harris comes in and gets everyone out. Thomas's sister arrives. Like, all right, Captain and Thomas's sister are leaving, and they see Charles and Tanya having relations.
Well, it's Thomas. They think it's Thomas.
They think it's Thomas, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's Charles's brain. Having relations. Charles chokes Tanya as the flames consume them, ?
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. But I think the creature lives and Tanya doesn't. And so there is sequel potential.
The end. What creature lives?
Well, we don't see them die. They're having and you see her naked.
Again?
There. Yeah, her whole body there, naked. And they watch and they're shocked that Thomas is having relations with her. The fire is going on, but they don't seem to notice that the fire is going on. They're so involved in what they're doing. And then we see Charles choking her, but he doesn't die. And we don't see her die either.
True.
But he doesn't die. He could just get up and walk away.
That's true.
And he seems completely normal. Well, ish. I mean, he's not a monster. He's not put together like the previous monster.
All right. What did you think of the grave digger cocktail, Karen?
It's delicious.
It is good. And mine has not evaporated.
We'll take care of that right now, Greg. That's embarrassing. It's very fall-like.
It is. Very sweet.
That's why I like it.
You got your apple and your whiskey.
Nothing's better than a bourbon and apple cider.
I
think you could drink that warm or cold, and it would still be good.
Mm-hmm. It's almost like a cold hot toddy.
Yeah.
In a way. An apple.
A little bit, but it's apple, but it could be a warm cider and still be delicious, I think.
All right. Anything we learned today, Karen?
We learned about it's the amps, not the volts, that Greg needs a new hypothalamus, and all ladies like big batteries. Anything else?
Could I get one of those? Just a new one, Karen? Could I do that?
A big battery?
No,
or
a hypothalamus.
I don't know. I would get one that's not less than 6 hours old. It's like the Abby normal brain, but it didn't go quite the way that did.
All right. Anyone you need to thank this week, Karen?
Well, we need to thank our listener. There's a lot of podcasts out there. Thanks for spending time with us. What about you, Greg?
I'm going to once again thank the people of the Lone Star State. And
Texas loves us.
And the band Verse 13 for providing all the music in the Scary Spirits podcast.
Music definitely makes the podcast better.
Anything else, Karen?
Please drink responsibly.
Yes.
Hey, it's Karen, and I'm here to talk to you about getting social with us. Did you know you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Scary Spirits Podcast? Or check out our website, scaryspirits.com. If you have something to say, email us at info@scaryspirits.com. And as always, thanks so much for listening. Please drink responsibly.